Check 1 2 1 2. Been through hell and back, but I'm about to clap back. They gon' be like, who that? I'm back. Loyalty flows through my veins. Greater receive that's within me, man. Might get knocked down, but it's on when I get up. What's up? I'm made for more. You know it. I'm made for more. I'm made for more. You know it. I'm made for more.
I was born on purpose, for a purpose, and with the purpose. Let me say that again. I was born on purpose, for a purpose, and with the purpose. Show me a person who has never made a mistake, and I'll show you someone who has never achieved much. My mistakes, they don't define me, but they align me. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, it says, I am a masterpiece. I am poetry, and I've been made for good works. The masterpiece takes time, but the end result, you already know what it is. It's priceless. My anxiety, it doesn't define me. I'm more than that. My depression, it doesn't rule me. I'm more than that. My divorce, it doesn't deter me from being loved again. I am more than that. You heard that. You said it from your chest right there. What didn't break me, you already know it made me. I was created for more. I will produce. You gotta say it from your chest. I will produce. I will make history. I will not lose.
What's up? We're back with
happening?
Made for More.
For more.
We want to go ahead and say, man, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Like-
Like,
Happy New Year.
He-
Do not put an S.
The years, son.
to all
I
my
hate it.
people who say Happy New Year's, much respect.
We hate it.
Yeah, we're tired of you.
Sorry.
We're tired of you. We're
That's
done.
so mean.
What?
I feel like
It's
it's
the-
a part of our world. Like, Happy New Year's.
No, I think it's a group of people that say that, but
Do y'all,
Wow.
do y'all,
Happy
do y'all
New
be
Year.
doing the whole Black Eyed Peas thing? Like, it's certain things you're supposed to eat at the beginning of the year?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think that's witchcraft.
We're
sorry.
already in witchcraft. We're not even 2 minutes in the new year, and we're already in witchcraft.
What
You
you're
hear
not
me?
going to do is have me doing a ritual.
First of all, how do we
I
get
am
here?
saying.
It was a simple question.
It was a question, and we're at witches and warlocks already.
I can't take
Harry
it.
Potters and all kind. You know what?
No, but I don't like black-eyed peas.
I like pinto beans.
I don't.
I like pinto beans with ketchup. I'm from the Midwest.
What is? I'm from the Midwest, and there's no way am I putting ketchup.
Talking about what? Pinto beans with ketchup?
I bet you
We've
tried. It's
never
going to
eaten that in our
smack.
household.
My stomach just started bubbling when you said that.
That's the Holy Ghost.
That's not the Holy Ghost.
That's the Holy Ghost.
All right, we got to get past this. Okay,
right, bet.
we already
I
lit.
don't understand.
Listen, I don't.
How do we always end up here?
I don't know. Like, it's 2023, guys.
We're
Yeah,
here.
it is.
I mean, it really is, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway, how y'all feel, man?
I'm feeling good.
We want to thank y'all for rocking with us.
Yeah,
we want to
for sure.
thank y'all for clicking the subscribe,
Yeah.
the notification bell. And we prophetically said that because some of you still haven't done it.
Yeah.
So can y'all please
see
Do it.
y'all.
Like right now.
Yeah,
and
just do it now.
click The notification.
Don't stalk
bell,
us.
please. Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, join the family.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a new topic.
We got a
We
new
do.
topic. It's a hot topic. Top of the
But
year.
do y'all see do y'all see this set though?
Oh yeah, we're
Welcome
switching
to
it
our
up.
new home, baby.
We're switching it.
War Plan Studio.
Hey.
War Plan Studio. Oh,
Hey.
War Plan Studio.
All right, we
All
love.
right,
We
I
love.
was finna get up and turn up.
No, honey, don't do it.
Yeah, man, we about to get up. Anyway, it's a dope set, man.
Yeah,
We're
for
here
sure.
at War Plan Studio 2023, and we have a new topic today. Y'all want to talk about a new topic? Y'all want me to talk about it?
Well, I think you give it justice, cause you know.
All right. So, since it's a new year, we have a group thread. Y'all, if y'all ever saw our group thread, I promise to God, not God,
Oh, my mama.
God,
Oh, mama.
I promise y'all would pay money. Y'all would actually pay for subscriptions for
Yeah.
how
You
we
know what?
just
That's
text
an
each other.
idea. No, that's a good idea.
That might be dope.
See our text thread.
Patreon, you know what I'm saying?
Patreon. Subscribe.
I can't.
Subscribe.
Anyway,
Hey.
so we have a dope topic. We was kind of thinking about how to kick off the new year,
Yeah.
and I just came up with this idea, just saying, hey man, reset. How do you properly
Yeah.
reset
Yeah.
your life? And I know everyone's gonna start off in the gym.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all know right now,
Right.
Lifetime pack.
Right.
They pack till about February 14th.
And taper off.
I am everyone. Yeah.
I mean, you know, everyone's making these New Year's resolutions, and,
Yeah.
and personally, I don't believe in resolutions. Do y'all believe in resolutions?
Nah.
I don't. Not necessarily, because I don't think you stick to them. You know, like you said, I think it's temporal. So, yeah.
So instead of resolutions, we was thinking about, hey, why don't we talk about how to reset?
Reset.
And, you know, to reset really means to, you know, to start over. But how do you start over when you really aren't like a baby again? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you start over when sometimes you're in the middle
Yeah.
Yeah.
life.
That's good.
Yeah.
and to really talk about failure? So I'm going to throw it to y'all, man. Talk about reset.
Yeah. When you put that in the text thread, I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, reset. And for me, what came up was, I think sometimes we're just so set in life and how things are going that it's easy to just resume, like just keep going from where, you know, you're just in autopilot, like, you know, but I was really thinking, I'm like, okay, how do I go from that to a reset type of thing? And I really think it's a mindset. It starts.
Yeah.
You're
It's
oily
not
in 2023,
Come on.
Kelly.
It was the resume for
It's
me.
the
I
resume.
think, yeah, it's easy to do, you know, when you're just going through life. So that's kind of that was my train of thought, like when you put it in the text. So, and honestly, yeah, it's just something I'm thinking about for my own life. Like, how do I, like you said, hit that reset button, not just continue on as is. And it started with a different mindset. What about you, baby?
Wow. I think I've always had this thought that, yes, it's a new year, but it's the same person going into a new year. Like, you can't get rid of you,
Right.
you know? So it's like, in 2023, I want a new me. Okay, I've learned in my life not to make overpromise to myself.
That's good.
That's good.
Right? Like, to make small promises to yourself, right? Because you like, you know what? I ain't gonna eat no sweets all year.
You lie.
Right.
And 2 days you done ate a Jolly Rancher, you've broken a promise to yourself,
Right.
and now you go deeper.
Yeah.
Into
You
it.
just
You
be like, forget
spiral.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, I'm all about reset is making
I love it.
tangible promises
yeah.
to yourself
Yeah.
that you can
Practical.
celebrate the small victories.
I love it.
Like
good.
today, like, I won't eat sugar today.
All right.
Or candy today, or I will do one soda a day, right? And as you hit those marks, you can continue to expand that promise, right? But you want to feel good about the wins. So that's why I say you got to make small wins, because if not, you're going to be in the same situation again. Like,
Resume.
I don't want to, resume.
Back to business as
Zoom.
usual.
So watch this. What's the difference between resume and repeat?
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Like what, or are they really the same but slightly different?
Yeah, I think a little different. When you said it immediately, I'm like, well, repeat to me feels like a cycle.
Right.
Resume kind of feels like business as usual. Like I'm in autopilot. I'm just going. I'm just,
Picking up where you left
picking
off.
up where I left off, you know, things like that. So, I mean, I guess kind of the same, just with a little difference.
Right.
But good question. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think we're all equipped, and we come with the reset button. I think every device, you know. But I think, honestly, I'm gonna keep it a bean. 2023, like, you need to do a hard reset, like,
Okay.
wipe that mud clean.
Still recovering from 2020. You hear me?
You hear me? Like,
2020. I'm like,
wipe it
it's 3 years
clean.
ago. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Even if you in them dating streets, you need to wipe it clean.
Clean.
Like, don't resume with him.
Ooh.
Don't resume with her. Especially if it has spiraled you
Down the wrong path.
down the wrong path. If
Okay.
you started, you did run well, the Bible said. But what hindered you?
What hindered you?
What got in your way? You would start going to church. I'm going to start going to church. Then you meet him or her. Then you stop going to church as much as you used to.
I'm sorry.
Hard reset. Wipe
He's
it
so
clean.
animated.
I love it.
You feel me? So, yeah, that's me on that.
And you know, sometimes when you hit a hard reset, things shut down.
They do.
And I think sometimes we would rather resume because things are still on.
Yes, that's good.
But when you like hit a hard reset, things have to power down. It has to
Yeah.
shut down. And
That's
I don't know about you,
uncomfortable.
but yeah, when I do that on my phone goes dark. And anybody who's calling me at that split moment, I don't get it. They're sent straight to voicemail. And for me, I feel like even while we're just talking, so many times we are afraid to hit that
Yeah.
reset button because of the dark space,
Yes.
the silent space.
Yep.
That moment where we are closed off. And there are some people right now, you know good and well, you're not supposed to be in that relationship, like Zay just said. But it's going to be hard for you to let go of that relationship because you don't want to go through that dark space of not having someone.
Ooh. Yeah, that's
Your
good.
your cuddle buddy is no longer there to cuddle you. And so now there's no more cuddles.
It's cold.
It's cold, and it's cold in Texas. It's cold. It's cold in
The
Texas.
sound effects for me.
And so, like, what do we say to people who say, "Man, I would rather resume because at least there's somebody here,"
Yeah.
or "I'd rather resume because at least I still have a business."
So maybe then that the resume creates the repeat. Like it creates
good.
that cycle, that cycle.
Yes.
If you, continue that. I think, like I said earlier, I think it's just it's when you get to that point in your mind, like, okay, enough is enough. I no longer want to be a part of this. And you make that, because everything starts with a decision.
Right.
And I think a few episodes ago we talked about that. Josh talked about that, like it was a decision, and that's what it starts with. I think you also have to give yourself grace, because if you continued on in this way for so long, it's likely that it could be challenging. So you have to give yourself grace. Like you said, if you said, "Hey, I'm not gonna drink a soda today," and you do one. I think for me, even when we were trying to work out, that was the win for me. Like when it was the win. Like, let's say I said I'm gonna do 3 days a week, and I did 2 days a week, or sometimes it would be really difficult for me, and I didn't do a full hour. I did 30 minutes, and I would tell myself, "Kel, that was the win. Like, you went." So just give yourself grace in that space too. So make the decision, I would say, and then allow grace to fill in the gaps, as my husband always says.
Yeah, I think that's key. I think it's key. You said something important. You have to establish your wins this year.
That's good. I like that.
Talk about it.
Because my win is not your win.
Talk.
Yeah.
Right? If you say, we talking about exercise, and if you say, you know what, I want to do 5 push-ups a day. Make it small again so that you can win.
Got it.
Because if you get enough wins under your belt, you encourage to continue.
Yeah.
Right? And you can extend those things. And I think it's something you said. I think it's cool. I think things are developed in the dark spaces.
Yeah.
Right? I want to talk to some people who think this going to be my year.
It's gonna be my.
Child, we said that. Well, not for 2023. We said it for 2022.
Yeah.
Not
This gonna be my
necessarily
year.
what we
Like,
thought.
oh God, like I'm about to be this.
Yeah.
But let me submit this to you. This could be your year of development.
Talk.
Man.
Talk, boy.
Boy, you finna make.
Boy, you better talk.
Don't make.
Shut. Come on. That's it for the. We done.
Right.
We about
We
to walk
outta
out.
here.
That's it.
And
Drop
I
the
think
mic.
most people don't really understand that. Well, it's not that most people don't understand that. It's just not cool to
We
say.
don't like it.
It's not cool to post
Yes.
that this year
I'm being developed.
I'm being developed.
No. Ooh, Jesus.
That's not a cool post, but it's an
Yeah.
honest post and it's a real post.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, 2022. I'm
My
gonna tell you
God.
something. We was developing dark space.
Yeah,
But
for
if you
sure.
understand about old photos, old photos need the dark to produce,
Yeah.
right? And I'm challenging people like this year may be your year to just study on what you getting ready to walk into.
Yeah.
Right.
Read
that's
a lot.
okay.
And it's okay,
I
yeah.
think social media sometimes makes you feel like if you're always having comparison, this person's doing that, that person's doing this, and you know, it can make you feel like you're inadequate or you're not performing. Yeah. And you know, I told my husband that we've had this conversation about certain things, you know, like with 2022, what was happening, and I told him, I said, maybe I feel like for me, the Lord is developing character. And the character is just not for now, but it's for later, for where the Lord is taking us. Yeah. So that character now, trust the Lord. That character is no longer just relying on Kelly. Sarah Jakes talked about this, where she was saying it's a difference between your personality and your character. And I think, you know, I have a bubbly personality. I have this and that by nature, independent, you know, things like that. But sometimes your personality can shape your character. But for me, I'm not, like I said, innately, I am self-sufficient, you know, I'm independent, things like that. But what's been happening, it is creating this person now that is completely dependent on the Lord. And, you know,
Totally.
it's like totally dependent on the Lord. And now that is becoming who I am. So that is what I take into my next. So to his point, do not be afraid of that development place. Do not be afraid of those dark times, those dark places. And just be okay. Coming into 2023, it's now like for real, Lord, whatever you want, you know, and this being my year, I still believe that, but that is whatever the Lord wants that to look like, you know, because I am being created, I'm being made for what he ultimately wants for me.
This is an interesting situation.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
This is an interesting situation because I think if you truly love, let me say it this way, if you know that God, and this is for my people who are believers, if you're not a believer, you won't understand what I'm getting ready to say. But stay locked in. If you don't know, you need to get what you need to get now so your prophetic destiny won't be ruined, right? So say you're called to be a pastor or a whatever. If you don't do what you need to do now, and you step into that role,
Next.
it's not going to be all that God wants it to be because you didn't allow him to do all he needed to do in you in the reset time.
In the dark space.
In the dark spaces.
Sheesh.
And it's okay. I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave. It's okay to be alone.
Yeah.
And I ain't just talking about no relationship. You don't have to be surrounded all of the time.
Yeah.
You talking, man.
That's so good.
You talking.
Like, it's cool to be by yourself. It's cool to take some time to say, you know what? I just need to be alone. Because you need to know, you need to train yourself, to all my believers, how to hear the Lord.
Right?
Wow, man. Talk.
And
you say
that
you
comes
need
in
a word.
those times that you're by yourself
Yes. Yeah.
to condition you for when you are surrounded.
There
You
go.
can still hear as if you.
Hello. Hello.
2023.
We in here.
You can
Stay
still
ready.
hear as if you're alone.
That
Yes,
is
sir.
so good.
Yes.
And it is what I like to call living an ascended life.
Yes.
Love it.
Like, you need to live a life in such a way that even if you have what the Lord wants you to have, or if you have what you know the Lord has designed for you to have or not,
Wow.
you still in a good space,
Still in it.
right? And that's what I believe that the Lord is doing in this reset, is to allow him to recalibrate you, me,
That's good.
in such a way, because recalibration makes me run harder.
Harder. Yeah.
Right? When you
Yes.
recalibrate it,
Yeah.
everything is running at a high level.
Yes.
Yeah.
No stuttering, no stammering, nothing.
Come on.
And I believe that's what 2022 did for me. It recalibrated me in such a way
Yeah.
that if there were any leaks,
Yeah.
any dents,
Huh?
any dings, any this, I had to be contained. The Bible says it is, oh Lord, give it to me. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It does the Lord good to conceal a thing. right? It brings him glory to conceal you, meaning he's not hiding you from people.
No.
Right.
He's hiding you for people.
Come on.
He's hiding. Listen,
Come on.
I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Let's go.
Let's
I'm out of
go.
here, man.
Let's
Man, I done just messed around.
It looked like you've been in a
Man, I
dark
done messed
room.
around.
In
This
the
whole
ascended
conversation.
place, huh?
But
Okay.
you know what's so crazy about that, Zay? It's like, as you're talking, bro, like I'm seeing what you're saying.
Yes.
And so it's like when you go back to that dark space you're talking about, that development space.
Yeah.
It's amazing how our bodies work, our eyes work. That
Talk
even
about
when
that,
it
bro.
gets dark, our eyes and our pupils expand.
They adjust.
And they adjust. There is an adjustment to the darkness.
Ooh.
So you may
Talk your
go in
talk,
the
bro.
dark first, and it's like it's dark right now.
Yeah.
But you stay there long enough.
Come on.
Your pupils literally expand to the largest capacity. And watch this. Your pupils try its best to absorb as much light as possible. That means that even in the dark space, there's still light.
Oh,
Even in the darkest spaces of your life, your eyes is
Oh, man, that's
enlarging itself to pick up any light that
I've
is
been there.
possible.
Yeah.
And that's why when you can lay in the dark, but when you wake up, you can still move within it. And then not only that, watch this. When you lose one sense, your other senses pick
Magnified.
up. As you were talking about the hearing, I'm just sitting here like, dang, this brother
Right.
preaching. Because when I can't see that well, my hearing goes up. And
That's
what
so
God is
good.
really trying to do is say, hey, I'm trying to speak to you when you can't see me.
Right.
I'll
That's
give
trust
you
right
enough
there. Come
light
on.
to be able to not stump your toe and cuss.
Right. Right.
But I'm going to use my voice more in that season so that
So
you can
good.
hear me to say, go left, go right.
Yeah.
And watch this. I have to learn how to trust that voice
Yeah.
when I can't trust my eyes.
That's good. That's
Because
so good.
he's telling me to go right and I don't see what's
don't
on the
see it.
right. But if I trust his voice enough, I'll be like 2 steps to the right, boom, boom. 3 steps forward, boom, boom, boom. What?
Yeah.
And then God is taking you to your next. So boy, you stir something up.
I was going to say, y'all preaching today.
that's
Yo.
a problem.
This don't even feel like a
Listen,
podcast
I,
no
can't- I look. I feel like we on TV. And, praise the Lord. Hey, but it's so funny because my aunt passed away. She was blind,
Wow.
and I can remember when she lived in my grandparents' house for a stint that after a certain period of time, she knew how many steps to take.
Sheesh.
She knew when the end was running out.
Yes, sir.
She knew where her chair was.
Yes, sir.
But watch this. Before she figured that out, she bumped into a lot of stuff.
Talk about it. Yes,
She
sir.
bumped into a lot of things.
That's good.
She hurt herself a lot.
Yes.
But then she figured out, okay, if I know that's there, I need to go this way.
Yeah.
But the crazy part was she had to move
Talk about it, dog.
because the Lord will take you out of a place, even if in the dark you get too comfortable.
Uh-huh.
I'm
When
telling
you learn your way around and it's too easy,
Uh-huh.
she had to move.
Transit.
That's so good.
And when she moved, she found herself in that same position again until she learned how to navigate in that space. And then the graduation was she went home to be with the Lord.
And she's seeing.
She's seeing all her senses firing at a high level,
Yeah.
right? But I'm saying all this leads to a higher place
Wow.
That's so good.
because there is a higher place. Like
It
there
is.
is a higher place. And I believe to 2023, that is where the Lord is pointing us to is a higher place. And wherever that place is for you, that's okay.
Jeez.
Maybe that higher place for you is promotion and everybody see it.
Yeah.
And then maybe the higher place for somebody else is you get maybe you just get a little dollar raise and nobody know. Or maybe something small to other people, but it's significant to you. Everybody's promotion not the same.
Yeah.
You know, but I believe in 2023 that the Lord, he's really dialing us in. And he's definitely resetting us in a major way.
I as y'all was talking, I looked this up just to see what the dictionary definition was, and it says reset means to set again or differently, set again or anew. And I really thought that was good because, like you were saying, like that reset for us is for our next.
Yeah.
I can just physically see the Lord like reset. Okay, now we're here. We're not like just resuming from the same space or just keep going from the same space, but it's that anew. It's resetting us to a different place.
Wow.
And I think like even what you were saying about your aunt, I mean, she cooked and everything. Okay, I was amazed when I first met her. I was like, how's she gonna do that?
Whole
But
soul
she
food
did.
meals.
She was so
Amazing.
so amazing. But to your point, like how the Lord He would enhance all of our other
so good.
senses in those dark spaces. And so I just want people to be encouraged. We don't know what the year has ahead of us, but we know that God's plan for us is good, regardless. And we talked about contentment. And one of the things that the Lord was showing me about contentment is because I thought with being content almost meant stagnant.
Complacent. Yeah.
Complacent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's still we talked
That's
about
good.
movement. It's still movement and
That's so
contentment. And I just really want people to understand that. And then like, for us, we had our ups and downs last year. And for me, I was just like, well, I'm just gonna be content in every season, and that is good, but I almost thought that's just for me to wait it out. Let's just wait it out and see no, we're still moving forward. And so I just really wanted to encourage people in that to know that there's movement and contentment and just trust the Lord in the process.
We just need to take like a woosah moment.
Reset.
Do we need to talk about our sponsors? Golly. We are like, bro, we like, you can tell like we've really gone through something.
Yeah.
In all seriousness.
Yeah.
And for you who are listening, I'm pretty sure you all have a story too, because
we all do.
the Made for More family, we're all being made for more. I love what
Yes.
Zay and Kels started this podcast. They invited me into this, but when they first told me about the Made for More, I mean, do you know how many of you are out there? Like, we are really like a family.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like every person who is hearing my voice, our voices right now, you were made for more, but you may find yourself even right now in a dark space.
Yeah.
Because, here's the thing. The saddest thing is that there are people who crossed over into the new year and they're met with grief in the first month.
It's very true. Yeah.
And where we're all partying and talking about, oh my God, every year someone's passing away in the new year. Or they're getting a bad diagnosis.
Yeah.
Or they're facing, being put out of their apartment, losing their home. And so what do you do when sometimes it feels like you didn't hit the reset button, but it like life hit the reset button?
Ooh.
Like you didn't choose to hit the reset. You didn't choose for that spouse to divorce you.
Yeah.
You didn't choose to lose
That's
that
good.
job.
Yeah.
You didn't choose for that person to die on you, and now you're
Wow.
left when life hits the reset because
Life
it's
start
different.
life and-
What do you do with that? What would you say to a person like that?
yeah.
I think now I can give you a very biblical answer. So I'll give you two answers to people who are not walking with the Lord, but you're God conscious, right? You're not walking with the Lord, but you're God conscious. Like He exists, but you experience some level of grief, challenges. I think all things challenging leads you to people. And this is what I mean by that. In every hard thing that we walk through in life, our innate response, I believe, is to be loved on by people, but we fight it. You're like, I just want to be by myself. I'd rather be by myself. But if somebody passes away, you get some bad news, something happens, this happened, I need to call. I need to be connected to somebody. I'm telling you, don't isolate yourself this year.
Wow.
Don't get alone. Don't go into a voluntary dark space that was not, maybe ordained by God. But if you're a believer, for me, my suggestion is you need to get in the water. And this is what I mean by that. I remember I was working in a home health care, right? And it's this guy, I used to go and, change him. He couldn't move. He was full quadriplegic. He didn't have no access to anything of his limbs. But I read in this chart that he liked water. And I'm like, what you mean he liked water? Like, he liked to swim. So I went and I saw it. It says you have to take him to the YMCA. I said, what we gonna do at the YMCA? Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
And so, no, is it the Y or YWMC? I don't know. It's the place where the pool is.
Yeah, one of them.
And so I said, okay, I took him, put him on a little hoist, and I put his legs in the water, and both his legs started
Boy,
moving.
stop lying to me right now.
That's on God.
Wow.
So I said, nah, this ain't real. I'm being serious. I'm like, this ain't real. So I take him out the water. His legs are completely restricted again.
That's crazy.
So I said, man, I'm going to put him in waist deep. His legs completely loose.
Wow.
I'll tell you the end. I'll speed to the end. I put this man in the water. That man was swimming around in this water. You take him out the water, he can't move a muscle.
That's crazy.
This is what I'm saying. There are certain things as a believer, if you're going through life, if you get outside of that water, you're restricted. You can't move. You stuck. You don't have no movement. But it is in the water that you have full range of motion, that you can do things that you could not do outside of that water. My suggestion, if you are in grief, if you're in challenge, if you're in turmoil, if you got no's and relational issues, you're going to want to get out.
Yeah.
But stay in. That's where life is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. To that point, we faced certain things where I wanted to speed through the process. I just wanted to get to the next.
Talk.
And then my mindset changed as it pertains to how I viewed what we were walking through, to know now at this point, not necessarily, Lord, let me persevere, through it, but it's more like, what are you doing in me? Like, at least make me aware somewhat, because that will help me keep going. What is it that you're trying to get out of me in this space, instead of just trying to like rush to the next? Like, I can't wait for this season to be over, because seasons do change. But now really maximizing every season.
Yeah.
Like, I embrace it. It's uncomfortable, for sure. It's uncomfortable. But it's still beautiful in the sense of getting to know myself, getting to know God more in a different way. Every time it's in a deeper space as well. And even, like I said, learning me, like certain things I didn't know about myself, So just embrace it. It does not last forever, but don't rush through it. And I think it's easy to want to rush through the next. But like you said, like stand in the water, knowing that God is with you. Even in that time, he hasn't left you. Sometimes it's easy to feel like I did something wrong, that's why I'm here. But that is not always the case. Now, some things, like we were talking about, was this a God thing? Or now sometimes we do put ourselves in certain positions, but God uses everything. And one thing I know about him, he loves us enough where it's like, by any means necessary, get anything, he'll get it out of you.
Yeah.
And that could be uncomfortable. That could not feel good sometimes, but it's still rooted in love. And I've always asked God, in the storm, let me be able to identify your love somewhere. Period. And that's what he has done so many times. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm uncomfortable, but you showed your love here. You loved on me here. Okay, you're still with me.
Yep.
So don't rush through it. Maximize it.
Like, do you hear what you just said? Like, y'all, something so simple. Yea, though.
Yes.
I walk through the valley of the dark place, the shadow of death. Why would I fear?
Yeah.
Why would I fear if I had the revelation? He's right here.
He's still there.
Like, and in this season right now, hitting that reset button, when life hits the reset button, I mean, just piggybacking on what they just said, when life hits that reset button, you need to know he's there.
Yes.
Like, and I know, man, that sounds so good in church. It sounds so good after a great worship song. It sounds very good when the pastor exegeted a dope text and you touching your neighbor and high-fiving and turning around.
Yeah.
But that word also works when you're depressed
Come on.
and you're alone. Like Zay was just talking about, not being afraid of being alone. That word works with tears streaming down your face.
Hello.
That word works while you're in the food stamp line. That word works. Like when your kid is literally fighting for their lives and you're like, God, I don't even know what to do. Like this situation is bigger than me. Some people have kids that have certain conditions and it's like, I want to take it away from them. I don't know how to do it. And life has hit that reset button for you. But God ultimately is in control. And I just feel like, man, there's some encouragement. I believe people are going to like
Wow.
message us.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like people are really dialed in, even right now.
Right now.
Right, and I think I would challenge you, that's watching, you the person that's listening, especially the person that's watching. If you're watching live right now, put in the chat, man. Put something down there. You say, hey, this is what I want prayer for this year.
Yeah.
Like we are not just here to talk to you. We're here to do life with you. We're here to partner with you. We're here to I like to say it like this. We're here to mix our faith with yours to help get you further faster. Like that is the goal in our lives.
Yeah.
And for you know what I mean? And I think everything that we're talking about, ultimately, because we're believers, like we point people to the Lord.
Yes, we
Like
have to.
we can sit and have a conversation about it being warm outside, but at some point God will come up just because it's in
It's
our
in
hearts.
us.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's like fire.
Shut up.
Shut up. in our bones.
But I wanted to speak to what Polo said because I have felt that way before where I didn't put myself in certain positions.
Right.
Someone else's decision
Put me here.
affected me and put me here. And during that time, I had to understand that I've always, Isaiah talks about me all the time, I always talk about the sovereignty of God.
Yeah.
And then I was introduced to another word of his providence. And there's a difference. So even in those spaces, I trust the sovereignty, but more importantly, I trust his providence, meaning like, even though I didn't put myself in this position, you know, the wind has to obey. The storm, everything has to obey. He is ultimately in control.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even though he's not manipulative,
Right.
you know,
Facts.
in that way, but he's ultimately in control and he will work it for my good, regardless if I put myself in this position or not. Because like I said, I feel like I was put in certain positions like, I didn't put myself here, but the Lord is so sovereign and he is, like I said, that providence where he's in control. The authority that he has, say it with your chest. The authority that he walks in, everything has to obey. So just know that whatever you're walking through, whether you put yourself there or not, or you're affected by somebody else's decision, know that he loves you enough to turn the situation around, and you will ultimately walk out as pure gold.
And don't nothing come without affliction.
Yes, man. Unfortunately, but
Like
You ain't gonna push that baby out without.
it ain't
A
gonna
little
happen.
pain.
It ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be some discomfort. But I mean, I wish we can tell people like, yo, it's finna be easy, kid. Like, I wish you can tell people like, yeah, that, you know, you can just skate on through.
Right.
yeah.
Nah, because that doesn't make us.
Right.
Like skating on to the next situation, like it's just like, you know, in schools they have No Child Left Behind.
Boy,
You can
talk.
be as you I'm trying to see how to say
I was
this.
gonna say,
Like
please say something.
you can
appropriate.
just
Oh God.
man. I feel like there's no other way to say it.
Okay.
But no.
Chest.
Right.
We might have to edit this one.
You're gonna like maybe this child is not the smartest, and it does them no service to just keep letting them go, and just let them graduate. And they have not mastered the level.
Okay.
Like I believe, like we have to start mastering the levels that we're on.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you have to not just you have to understand it.
Wow.
Like affliction is good.
Yeah.
Challenges are good.
Right.
They're healthy.
Yeah.
And the moment you own that, the faster you get where you need to go. the longer you keep resisting it, fighting this transition, fighting this change. It's a book called Who Moved the Cheese? And this book is about how people don't like to change. And how the mouse, you put the cheese right there and you go back to it and it ain't there no more, but you just keep going back. And you got to be careful that you're not surrounded by people that say, we used to do this. Well, this is what we used to do. This what the cheese ain't there no more.
No,
It ain't there no more. And I feel like there's a time in our life for whether you're a serial entrepreneur, even they have enough sense to be like, I tried it several times, it's not working. It's time to progress. It's time to move forward. But moving forward in progression should not happen until you master the levels that you were challenged on.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
Right?
so good.
It's like video game. You already know how it is. You got to master the levels. Hey, shout out to our sponsor at Father Figure Apparel. You can follow them on Instagram at Father Figure Apparel. You can go on the website www.f2apparel.store. You know the slogan? Here's the slogan. Be present, not perfect. Shout out to all the dads that's going to football games, braiding hair, disciplining their kids, loving on their kids, playing dolls with your daughters. Shout out to every dad that's being present. I know you're not perfect, but you're being present and you're doing the best you can with what you have. I don't care if you're on papers, you paying child support, you ain't on no support, you on like whatever the case may be, you're involved in your child's life. Listen, we have something for you. It is M4M10. This is a discount code for you. If you go on the website, you put that in, you have to spend at least $50 and you get a 10% discount. Listen, Made for More has partnered with Father Figure Apparel. The apparel is amazing, and we want to see you win. We want to see you be present, not perfect. All right? Peace.
And you know what? We got to bring some Bible into this.
Okay. Come on, Pastor.
So Isaiah 52:12. I'm doing the NLT because I just love BLT, and it rhymes with, BLT. Yeah. It says, "You will not leave in a hurry, running for your lives, for the Lord will go ahead of you. Yes, the God of Israel will protect you from behind." I want y'all to hear this.
Wow.
He says,
You
will not leave in a hurry, running for your lives. For the Lord your God will go ahead of you. In 2023, he's going ahead of you. I want y'all to see this.
This part.
Good.
And then he says, yes, the God of Israel will protect you from behind. So what he says in 2023, I want you to run forward. I'm not going to leave you.
That's
and
right.
don't even worry what's behind you.
That's right.
Because anything that's in your past cannot bite you.
That's right. Ooh.
Anything that's in your rear cannot come up and sneak up on you. Why? Because the Lord God is going to protect your backside as you stay focused moving forward.
Ooh. That's so
Like
good.
that scripture.
That's so good.
That one part you said the God, he's in front of you.
He in front of you,
And then it said, and he behind you.
protecting you from
At
behind.
the same time.
Boy,
At the same time.
boy, hey.
You hear me?
At the same
Time.
Hey,
Hey. At the same time.
Where he at? Where he at?
Yeah, you already
All right.
know.
We hype this shit.
That means to me that he everywhere.
I'm not alone.
Never
and I'm not
alone.
uncovered.
Oh.
So if you're going to run. If you're going to get
Run.
the business, get the business. If you're going to start the company, start the company. If
Yeah.
you're going to go for the house, go for the house. Anything in your
won't
past
fail.
will not come up behind you. So why are we looking back?
Ooh.
Cancel culture,
Why are
they
we
can't
looking
stop you.
You
Oh,
can't
that's
stop, you
good.
can't stop it.
Anything in my past can't come back and bite me because
That's
God
right.
is handling what's behind me.
It's settled. Come on. That's so good.
We just
Napoleon
gonna-
Barnes Jr.
Communion clap.
Boy, communion clap.
Y'all,
I got nothing else to say.
I don't either, man. I think we need to talk about these.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Stop saying it with an S.
Say it with an S.
Ah.
Say it with
Happy
your
New
chest with an
Year.
S.
It's not multiple years.
We just really hope that people are encouraged this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all rocking with us for Made for More. As y'all can see, we done found our new swag. I feel like
Welcome home.
I really feel like God is about to do something.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
In
Yeah.
all seriousness with this group, and we really want y'all to be a part of our family.
Yes.
Yeah.
This really is family right here.
Of
Like,
course.
we have
Legit.
real life family. We go out to eat,
That's
know.
right.
I mean, we're
love.
doing life.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're not perfect.
No.
So you don't have to be perfect to be a part of our family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just share the video if
Yeah.
it's blessing you.
Yes.
I mean,
Go back. Watch the other ones.
Subscribe,
Share
like
it.
I said in the beginning. Subscribe.
And do us a favor. We want you to send in your stories this year.
Oh yeah, we need that.
We want you to send in your stories, your challenges that you walked through, or you're currently walking through them, and you just got some questions and or prayer requests. We want to hear from you because we have to understand and we realize we're not the only ones being made out here.
No, sir.
This was created to join a community of people who are on the potter's wheel, who are in the midst of a painting. You are in the middle of being created, and we know that you're having some challenges. So hit us up at Made for More Podcast on Instagram. Follow us on all social media outlets. It's the same. You know what we need you to do. We need you to click that bell. We need you to subscribe.
Yes.
And we love you. We're proud of you. We're celebrating you. We're
Let's do
championing you
this.
on.
Yes.
And this year will be your greatest year. Whatever that means for you,
It's good.
it's your winning season.
He gonna protect your
It's my
tail.
winning season.
Hey.
At the same
time.
Hey.
At the same time. You know what I think too? I think they need to tell us. Y'all need to tell us. Hey, is there something else y'all want to see from us?
That's good.
That is good.
There's some
boy
other things that y'all
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Give us some feedback.
Please. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That
Yeah,
is
send your
really or
feedback
topics
in.
that you want us to talk about.
Topics, all that.
Cause we'll talk about anything.
We really are.
There
We
ain't
talking
nothing
about
we
it all.
won't tackle. I promise you that.
Yes. And that's
That
one of
boy
the things that I
good.
love is that we really are curating like a safe space for people to come in, tell their stories. It's non-judgmental.
Yeah.
Period.
We've all walked through life. We all are walking through life.
Yeah.
So it's a safe, I mean, I know that sounds cliche, but
Yeah.
it really is. It really is a safe space here. So
He coming.
In a Honda.
He coming.
he's coming in on it.
In a
He
Lexus.
coming. Who coming? Debo. You know he
Okay.
known for just.
Y'all,
It's time to go.
One thing that has not changed is the shenanigans of this group. So we
Debo.
love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with us, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Wow.
I'm made for